So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, how to activate beast mode on the Galaxy S26 Ultra. It's been a long time since I did a beast mode video, so let me refresh your memory. We used to make videos on the channel about how to make these phones perform like a beast, basically perform a bit better than what you would find right out of the box, or kind of like tweak them to give you the ultra performance right here for day to day. So let's go ahead and get one thing out of the gate as well, that, you know, they're already a beast. This is the comment we get. Why would you need to do anything? It's already a beast. As a matter of fact, yes, but there are some things that are by default that don't come on out of the box, that don't give you the full potential of the Galaxy. Let's go ahead and start with the very first one. We're going to go over here to display, and believe it or not, Galaxy S26 Ultra comes with Full HD Plus by default. Now, that's not a beast resolution. That's a pretty regular resolution. Yes, it saves battery life, but go ahead and click it and turn on QHD Plus. This is going to give us the sharpest visuals. And yes, of course, when we're activating beast mode, we are going to lose some battery, but who cares? We're going ultra here. We're going to the top of the game of what the phone is capable of. So let's go ahead and hit apply right there. And now the text should appear much sharper. Now, some people are not a fan of the new pixel arrangement, but I got to tell you, it's still a very sharp panel, regardless of how you feel about the angles and stuff. The pixels per inch is still pretty darn high on this phone. So it's a sharp screen overall. Now, if you go to display and you hit the font size, you can play with these font styles right here to kind of see which one you think looks the sharpest. I tend to just leave it in Roboto or Roboto, however you want to say that. But that's where I tend to leave it. Also, if you make the font a little bit smaller, it might look a little bit sharper, because as it gets bigger, it's just like really big and bold in your face. So you can see a little bit more of a clean line when it is a bit lower. But on to the second tip, how to activate beast mode. Let's go ahead and scroll down until we find device care right here under digital well-being. Now, under device care, there are these things called performance profiles right here. So let's go ahead and click that. And you'll see by default it is on standard. Now, this does provide you the best balance between the processing speed, battery life, and cooling efficiency. But we're going to go ahead and say, if you want your phone to be a beast in battery life, let's put it on light. However, this is kind of like a hybrid option here. You know, it's two different ways you can run this. So run it in light if you want a beast mode battery, but run it in standard if you want better performance. So I'm going to leave it in standard, but I do want to state, for beast mode battery life, put it in light mode. Now, if you scroll down here, you can pull down and you can go ahead and just find this performance profiles right here next to multi-control, unless you edit it and put it somewhere else, and you could find that right there. So you actually don't have to go to settings. There are quick settings for that feature right there. So do keep that in mind. The next one for this phone is going to be the one that has been around for years on the Android devices, and that is to go into settings. And let's go ahead, find settings right there, and we're going to scroll all the way down till we see about phone. We click about phone, go to software information, and click on the build number multiple times until you become a developer. Enter that passcode. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. As you enter the passcode, you now have become a developer. As a matter of fact, let me go back into dark mode, because I think it's easier to see that screen now. We're going to scroll down here and you'll see developer options right there. Now scroll down and make sure they're on put them on right there. We're going to go ahead and scroll down until we find this down here. Just keep scrolling. You'll find it. Window animation scale, animator duration scale, and transitions right there. So let's just put these on 0.5. And what this is going to do is allow you to still have animations, but make the phone open things even faster. And it just makes the phone perform like a beast. Now, if you do go to, and you can see even transitioning through the apps, still stays smooth, but even faster than ever before. Now, if you want to go ahead and turn them off, you're going to get more of a choppy look, but it might be even snappier. That's a little bit pushing it. I tend to like it at 0.5x, so that's what I'm going to recommend. Now, the next thing to do is go to the Galaxy Store right here. On the Galaxy Store, don't close the app. What am I doing? Make sure you continue. Go ahead and search out Good Lock. So we're going to go ahead and just type it in. It's at the bottom, actually. Good Lock right here. We'll go ahead and do that. I already have it downloaded, but go ahead and download Good Lock. Once we're in Good Lock, we're going to go ahead and open that up. You're going to go to the area called Home Up. If it's not downloaded, just download it. but you'll see right there, home up right here. And what we're gonna do is click on Task Changer. Now, by default, you'll see that the Galaxy does have, these applications that kind of go through them like this. Now, by default, the Galaxy does have the applications kind of like in this carousel, or like side to side type effect here. It takes a bit of time to find that app you're looking for, and that to me is not a fast experience. It's kind of similar to what you find on the iPhone. But over here on Task Changer, click this on, and you can put this in different modes, but the one that's going to make it faster to see everything is going to be the grid mode right here. So put it in grid, and then we'll go ahead and swipe up, and you could see 6 apps at one time. If you scroll over here, you'll see 4 more, but just look how much you can see. This is basically like what you'll see on a tablet or an iPad, something like that, right here within your multitasking tray. So that's a nice feature to have on. Again, that is enabled in Good Lock. And so that's going to make it a bit faster. You can also put the search button in there as well if you would want to search out an application really fast. So that will also speed up and make the phone even more of a beast. So definitely like to recommend that one. But we're not done yet in Good Lock. Let's go back into Good Lock, and we're going to go over here to where it says gesture settings. Turn on gesture settings and go down to this one where it says allow bottom gestures in full screen. This is one of the main ones to put on. Also the gesture top priority. So when you're in applications like these landscape applications, even, you can swipe from the bottom now to get out of these apps. There's no flipping it around, slowing you down. You can get right out of there, no problem. Some phones already enable that by default, but the Samsung doesn't. So that makes the experience even faster on the Galaxy S26 Ultra. It makes it even more of a beast. So I definitely want to recommend that one as well. Let's get on to the next one. The next one is going to be within device care once again. So let's go over here to device care, and we're going to go down to where it says memory. So you see memory right here. So it's saying about 7.8 out of 12 gigs is used up. So we want to go down here to where it says RAM Plus. Now under RAM Plus, click on 12 gigabytes and restart your phone. What this is going to do is allow the phone to hold more applications in the background, virtually making you never really have to reload stuff. What does that do? Well, it makes your phone experience faster. And so therefore, I would recommend turning on 12 gigs of RAM Plus. Keep in mind, when I'm making this video beast mode, you do have to keep in mind all of these changes might hit the battery a bit more. So if you're not willing to lose some battery to have a beast mode Galaxy, well then don't do these tips. This is not a battery saving video. This is a beast mode video. So keep that in mind. Another one I want to recommend is under face recognition. So make sure you enable the face unlock and turn this one on right here where it says stay on lock screen. Turn this off. You don't want this stay on lock screen until the swipe. This is what makes iPhones slower to get into. And you'll see right here to require open eyes, but also do put on the brighten screen here. If you do tend to unlock more in the dark and it's giving you issues, you'll want to turn that one on, but turn it off if it bothers you because it will brighten up and annoy you at night. So that's really an optional one, but if you want it always fast, you got to turn it on because then you're always going to get a good unlock. But right here, you'll see we can just fly right in to the phone right here, and you can still see that flying animation because remember, we're on 0.5x. If we get up out of here and we scroll down to developer options, if I am to put those on 0, I just want to show you what they look like really quickly. So let's turn them off. You're not going to see any animation now. You see that? So it's much faster like that. And it'll even bypass the lock screen animations. So if you want to go full raw experience, turn them off. But you've seen that we're now faster, and even with the face unlock, it's still quicker, right? When you go ahead and disable the swipe, because we don't want to be sitting here swiping the phone to get into the device. So that's just another one right there. Now, the next one is going to be within games. Now, you're going to enable this by going ahead and opening the game and pull it to the right there. Now, you'll see by default, they have this on balanced. Let's go ahead and turn this on performance mode. So this is going to crank everything up and give you like the fastest performance available for gaming. So when you are gaming, use that game booster right there and set that thing to performance mode. That's going to turn this thing into an absolute beast in gaming. And remember, if you've been watching my speed tests under the 3D Mark, we've been maxing out this thing, getting better scores than even the latest iPhone. So this thing is an absolute beast already with its actual GPU, its vapor chamber, and all that good stuff right there. Now, one more is, there's actually a couple more. Let's go to settings here and we'll scroll down to where it says display. And we're going to go down here to where it says adaptive brightness. Now turn this off. Again, we are looking for maximum settings beast mode. So we go ahead and turn on extra brightness. What this allows you to do is crank the brightness up fully without having to wait for the sun to trigger it. Again, this will drain the battery and it might be overkill for a lot of people. So play around with that one. It's not a must change, but if you're looking for max ultra experience, max brightness, beast mode, do keep that feature available in mind. You also can use privacy display if you want that maximum privacy protection, but the extra brightness mode, keep in mind that's there. You don't have to wait for the sun to trigger this on the Galaxy device. That is something important. And one of my last ones, and last but not least, is going to be under device care once again. So let's go over here to device care and we're going to scroll down to where it says auto optimization. Now under right here, you can see restart when needed, but you can actually schedule this to restart once a week. So let's say we're going to put it for Sunday. Let's go ahead and put it for Sunday. Take off Friday and set it in the morning. You know, when you're charging overnight, it'll just restart randomly. You won't even notice. You'll be sleeping, whatever. And it'll just keep the phone nice and cached, you know, clear some of the cache. It'll just, restarts are always good to keep the system running good. So you can go ahead and auto optimize it very simply like that. So those are some good ones right there. Now there's probably more. I didn't want to cover, I'm going to make this video too long, but those are most of the things that I tend to do. A little bonus one as well is that under S Pen, pull out the S Pen right here. Make sure you go ahead and tweak these settings right here to get to your fastest shortcuts that you need available, because you don't need to be digging around looking for apps. It slows your efficiency down. And then you're looking around, and by the time you're looking around, you probably forgot what you were going to do. So put your most important applications right there and go into settings and go over here to where it says search at the bottom. Click S Pen right here. Click right here, S Pen, and then go ahead and kind of play around with these. See which one works better for you, the standard or the compact. The S Pen's kind of a bonus thing. You don't really have to. You can also change this to, when you pull this thing out, you can actually change it to do like a note. If you want to do that as well, right here, create note or do nothing. Do nothing would not be very smart because you're not really getting any usage unless you swipe everything. So I tend to leave it at open air command, but you can also put it at create note if like notes are your main thing. And so that's it. That's how to activate beast mode on the Galaxy S26 Ultra. You can also add some app pairs over here when you have two applications open for a little bit of a bonus there to get you right into your split screens for more productivity. But generally, by enabling all these tips, your phone is going to run like an absolute monster. It already is a monster, but out of the box, they're kind of like optimizing it for saving battery life. Let's just put it that way. That's probably the best way to put it lightly. But if you wanted to run like like the absolute top phone out there, you gotta enable some of these settings. It's just what you gotta do to get this thing running like an absolute beast that it's capable of. Now, it will still run great day to day, but they're going more for a smooth and polished feel right out of the box. So keep that in mind. They are tuning it back a bit to make it look pretty. So this is a little bit more raw, but definitely raw performance, but definitely gives you what you need if you want it to be a beast. So if you found the video helpful, entertaining, informative, you want to see more beast mode videos like this in the future, go ahead and leave your comments, questions, concerns down below. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you on the next episode. Nick here. Be sure to be well, and peace.